Now we are ready to create our contact button. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to create a div, and then inside the div we're going to create a container and place our button inside the container. Okay, so let's go to our index.html file and create our div there. Okay, so we're going to create a div and give it a class contact. Okay, so we'll use this class later on to center the button. Okay, and then we're going to create a div inside of class container, and inside the container we're going to create our button. So our button is going to be a link that we're going to style using the button class. Okay, so we can give it an href if you want to, and let's give it a class button, and also let's place some text there, get in touch. So that's our button. So now we're gonna style it using some CSS. First of all, to center the button, we're going to access the containing div, which is of class contact, and we'll use the text align property that we'll set to center. And now our button is centered. Okay. Also, we are going to add this gap between the button and the previous element using some margin top. Okay, that will apply to the containing div, which is the contact class, and let's go for 30 pixels. Okay, that looks fine. Then we are going to style the button itself by accessing the button class. So first of all, we'll change the background of the button. Okay, so the background is a transparent color. So we're using the same color we used for our logo, and we're going to add some transparency. So we need the RGBA values. So we can read RGB 0, 255 and 184. So background color. So we'll use the RGBA function because we're going to add some transparency. So the values are 0, 255 and 184. And then for the transparency, we're going to go for 0.5. Okay. So we're going to take out the border by setting the border property to none. Okay. Also, we will set some border radius. Let's go for 10 pixel. We'll change the text color to a white color. And also we will increase the font size. And let's go for 18 pixels. Okay. And also we're going to add some padding. So top and bottom we're going to go for 10 pixels, and left and right we're going to go for 70 pixels. That looks good. I'm going to add some letter spacing. So let's go for 1.3 pixels. And finally, we're going to add some margin bottom, so that when we create the footer, we've got this gap between the button and the footer. We could apply that to the contact if we want to, rather than the button. Let's apply to the contact div instead, since we used the margin top already with the contacts div. So let's set margin bottom to 100 pixels. Alright, now let's create our footer. So we're going to go to the index.html file. I'm going to go to the footer section. So we'll create a div of class footer. Inside this div, we're going to create a container, or div of class container. Okay, and we'll just place a paragraph in there with this text. Okay, so if we copy this text, place it there. Okay, we need to replace this copyright symbol using an HTML entity. So we're going to use ampersand followed by copy and then semicolon. Okay. So our footer is there, but we can't see it because of the color text. So let's go to the CSS file and style our footer. So we're going to access the footer class. Okay. So first of all, we're going to give it a background color. Okay. So we're going to go for a transparent black color. So for this, we're going to use the RGBA function again. So we'll set the background color to RGBA. So for the black color, we're going to use 0, 0, 0. And for the transparency, we're going to go for 0.5. Okay. All right. Also, we're going to change the color of the text. Okay, to a nice gray color. And now our text is readable. And we'll increase the font size. Okay, to 15 pixels. And finally, we're going to add some padding, top and bottom. So we'll set the padding property using two values. So top and bottom, we're going to go for 10 pixels, and for the left and right sides, we're going to go for 0. Okay. All right. By the way, I haven't styled the hover state of the contact button. So let's do that now. So we're going to access the button using the button class, and then :hover. Okay, so we're gonna change the background color to this transparent black color. So it's going to be exactly the same styling we used for our footer. Okay, And also we want the text color to be white. And no border. Okay. Okay, and one final point before we finish. If we look at our final website and we decrease the width of the window and the 768 pixels, we'll notice that the size of the pictures is reduced. Okay, so to do this, we are going to use media queries to change the size of our icons in small devices. So if you remember, to use media queries, we're gonna write @media, okay, and then between parentheses we are going to set the condition, which is max width 768 pixels, okay, and then we are going to write our styling there. So we're accessing the images using the body image class, and we're going to change the size by changing the height to 70 pixels. Okay, and now we'll see that when we go to small devices, the icons, they get smaller. And now our website is complete. Congratulations, you have just created a very nice website from scratch using HTML, CSS and Bootstrap. The website you have created is completely responsive and will adapt to any device size. You had a chance to review and practice many of the skills we have learned in the complete web development course. This includes creating responsive navigation bars, adding a nice fixed background image to your website, and using the grid system for the best layout for your website. If you changed the design or if you created something completely different, then I would be very interested in seeing what you have done, so please share with me and other students. I look forward to seeing you finishing other projects and becoming a highly skilled and professional web developer.